So right here I have a bag full of skateboard components. I'm gonna unpack it and describe to you what I'll be using today. Later on I will skate this Christmas complete and give you a little reaction of how I feel about it. So the first and most important component is the skateboard deck. This is a Kitsch Skateboards Corey Teskey graphic. This is a brand out of Vancouver, Canada, and this is who I skateboard for. This is the only company I ride, so what is produced is what I use. I enjoy the kicktails, the concave. Like, I've been riding these boards for years and they're always pretty solid. Let me just show you what's in the bag actually. Grip tape, Jessup. I got Spitfire wheels. If you want to watch a review, I have these. These are the OG Classics, 53 millimeters, 99 durometer. I have brand new Thunder trucks, 148s. Best in the world, best in the business. And that's biased, but I like what I like, and I'm probably not going to change them. They look clean, they look stylish, they ride low. My favorite skaters ride them. I have hardware. I'm going to be using Monkey hardware. This is a local Vancouver company. Shout out the owner, Ben. Legendary, gold, Monkey hardware. This is some history right here, so do your research. Go on Vimeo and start binge watching Monkey skateboards. I got some wax for later. I ran out of wax and this is what I found in my storage. Because I have brand new shoes, I'm gonna need glue. And then of course I have a skate tool, which will help me set up my board. This is actually from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Showroom Skate, Malaysia. Shout out KL. I got razors, obviously need to cut the grip. Let's get into it. Let's set up the grip tape. First of all, I just like black grip tape. I actually really enjoy setting up grip. It's like a test. Every time you notice slight improvements in your abilities of gripping boards, you start to learn things that make it faster. You start to relax more, and it's such a treat. I use Jessup because it's always available at every skate shop. It's simple, it's what I use as a child. It's what the homie at West 49 put me onto, and that's how I started skateboarding, so I just stick to that nature because I have such a fond memory of that moment. I totally remember it. If only I remembered who he was to this day. There was a picture of him olling over a trash bin at the Harry Turnbull skate park in Sarnia, which is like actually the oldest skate park in Canada. It rivals Sealand Bowl by a month earlier. It's just not a classified street facility or bowl. So Jessup, I've used Mob once, twice when it's like the only option, and I actually do enjoy it as well, but only because Derek Swaim skates it. Otherwise I wouldn't even give it a chance. I set the grip on the left and the right kicktails, and then I press in through the middle, the center. It's just what I learned to be the best and the least air bubbles. So I literally have no air bubbles, none. Also with Jessup, it's very sticky. It doesn't peel. So I'm gonna use my brand new trucks and just file the board down because we're gonna get skated today anyways. So I believe in my skills and I don't need to file it down too much. If you're worried you're gonna like do a really bad grip job, just file it down even more. Like go a little aggressive. Maybe file it until it starts to peel. The tricky part is the kicktails. All right, I always do one layer of sanding. So now that that's done, set up some hardware. So he's got gold hardware in this whole setup. There's 2 gold hardware pieces, which I'll probably keep to one side because I need to know, like, that's how I know which the front and the back of my board is. I just do something like hardware. Hardware, I'm really not fussy about. If you have any brands, drop them below. Maybe the only company I really care about is Hardy's Hardware for sure. Tyshawn Jones' company is OP. I like to watch him skate. He's just beast. So I'm gonna do 2 gold on the back and then all black on the front, just so I know, like, it's obvious. So Thunder trucks, I've always used Thunder trucks because they look sick. I used to use Indies for a while, but after moving to a city with a lot of hills, I tried a pair of these and I never went back because it just felt better going down hills on Thunders. So if you live in like a less hilly environment, like, that's fine. And also, I'm biased obviously because when I see people skate Thunders, I think it looks cooler. In the early days of riding skateboard trucks, I thought Independents were the coolest because they were the most raw, authentic, chromed out skateboard trucks. So that's literally like the true truck you can possibly get, because that's what like a lot of the advanced skaters were using when I was a little kid. Like, it wasn't so common to see like Crux cows or like rainbow trucks or Destructo camo trucks, things of that nature, which I think we've all been through in our time of growing up skating. I certainly went through some Destructos, Crux, Grind Kings, Ventures, which is, shout out Ventures. I never really got acquainted with them, but they're definitely very qualified. But I've always stuck to Thunders for the last, like, what, almost 15 years of Thunder truck skateboarding. Wow, this is actually kind of sick. The gold hardware matches the deck, the yellow graphic. I think every skater's least favorite part of setting up a board is setting up hardware. Having to like screw the hardware together. It just takes a lot longer than you would want to set up a board and start skating. But if I'm gonna be real honest with myself, this is way easier than like putting together any mechanical thing, like a bicycle even. And many people think bicycles are easy to maintain, but that's a different breed. I'm gonna tighten these trucks now. So if you wanna see what I mean if we talk about axle and camber and drift cars, check out this video above me that talks about drift racing and cars, and with my fellow skateboard friend, about his S14 that he put money into and has been building alongside skateboarding. Kind of speaks on some relationships between the two. And if you want to get involved into drifting, definitely check out that video. But I think when you look at the back of a drift car, it's just low, wide, it looks clean, stylish. It looks stable because it's literally a car that's sliding corners. It has to be stable. And that's what Thunder Trucks looks like to me. So I'm very design oriented, and that's just something I cling to. If a setup looks good, I'll probably aim towards learning more about it. If my apartment or bedroom or restaurant, cafe looks good, I'll typically go there more often because I like the features, the edges, shapes that make me feel better and inspire invention and ideas, because that's what makes me happy. I don't know about you guys, but when I tighten the hardware, way back when I started skating, somebody mentioned to me that you get pressure cracks. It was this girl that I knew who was into skating, which is actually super rad, and shout out her name was Lexi, and she said she had pressure cracks when she bought like a brand new board. And I was kind of feared out after hearing that, so I kind of never wanted to tighten all my hardware too much because I didn't want to end up with a bad experience when it comes to a new skateboard. That results in me presently being the person who has super raised hardware when I go skateboarding. And people comment on it thinking it deters from like my skateboarding, which it absolutely does not. And I do not notice it. It looks fine in my world, but that's what it is. That's the backstory on hardware, raised hardware skateboarding preference. Also, back when that guy, we're talking about Jessup and West 49 days, the same dude who gave me the Jessup was the same dude who set me on my way with raised hardware, because he said tighten it in like a day or two when it gets a little loose so that you don't get pressure cracks, which I don't do until it's like necessary. My trucks start rattling and stuff, if you know what I mean. The base plate's loose. So there's, you got hardware. Okay, let's install these wheels. So I got some Spitfire OG Classics with me. I did a review on these. You can also watch that video if you want to learn about these wheels and what they're about. Pretty basic wheel. All I need is some hard wheels for power slidings that don't flat spot, and these don't flat spot. And they're super street formula, narrow wheels, and they look cool. I always do graphic side in, and quite frankly, I don't like orange on my wheels. If this is a black and white wheel, I would prefer it, but the wheel is more important than the orange in this case. I know I was just talking about aesthetic and design, but in this case, this is still a good aesthetic. It's just orange. Oh, damn, I love, freaking no way. So I'm gonna move to a different location because I have to go home because I forgot my bearings, which is just a massive bummer. So I'm not gonna get upset because I kind of need to rest. I had some knee pain from cycling 90K. So I'm not really gonna get worked up about it. So on the next part of this video, I will be setting up wheels in a different park. So like I said, we're using Spitfire OG Classics, and we will be right back after this break. Thankfully for you, you're watching a video and you don't have to go home and get your bearings that you forgot, so you can't actually skate this evening. Well, what I can do is glue my shoe. So these are pretty new shoes, so I always glue the seams. Boom. Freshly glued shoe. So we're gonna try this again. I got my wheels and I have Jungle Speed Monkey bearings. Thank you, Ben, for giving me these bearings. I actually struggled to get the previous Bone Swizz, which I'm using, out of my skateboard at home, and I actually broke a skate tool in the process. So we're gonna give these a try. They are ABEC 5s, but I'll give you my honest opinion of them later on. So first look at the ABEC 5 Jungle Speed Monkey bearings. I like the logo, and to be honest, it's close to my heart that I get to skate these. I understand that ABEC 5s are not of the highest caliber. I've never had different bearings in a while. I typically only skate reds, and the blue in this looks so cool. So I'm gonna keep installing these and I'll show you in a bit. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not like super strong, so I typically put my weight into these. Hi, go ahead, do your thing, yeah?
I wasn't sure if you're recording or not.
No, you're okay. All good. Thanks a lot. That was a kind gentleman. Skater? Kinda skater. Okay, before I finish this setup, I have some questions. I made a post on YouTube about questions regarding setup. What's the smallest and biggest board size you've skated? I forgot to mention earlier, this is an 8.25 skateboard. I only ride 8.25s. For a while I was leaning 8.125 and struggling to pick, but then I picked up 8.2 and then like I had 8.1 and then went back to 8.2. Didn't make a big deal. I ended the debate and I'm at 8.2 now, confidently, which I'm so grateful for. I'll still say 8.1 has its perks. That question was by Cameron McKinnon. The next question by Chris Curbs, what are your preferred measurements and shape? I don't know much details about measurements, but 8.25 and shape, I just like a mid-range. I don't want steep concave and I don't want mellow concave. I like a balance, and that's what Kitsch offers. They offer a good balanced setup for me, and it just works like a charm, to be honest with you. Detective Cow asks, why do I prefer Jessup over other grip tape? And the reason is just history. Like earlier in this video, I mentioned that why I prefer Jessup. I have better feelings for Mob now because I skated with Derek Swaim and he gave me Mob, and it's been a charm. But I think my irritability turned off when he handed me the Mob grip, because he is the champion. He is the king. So he blessed me with the Mob, all right? I'm blessed, Mob. But for when I was younger, I liked Grizzly grip tape. That was really cool. I just like Tory Pudwill and Big Bang video part. I also liked Little Bear because I was inspired by like Cali skating when I was like a youngin', like an early teenager, mid-teenager. But then I moved out west and I started to recognize new types of skating and styles, and so that's my bias for Jessup grip. It's just a history thing. When is the next vid? The next vid is every Saturday I post videos. My initial impressions is the blue ABEC 5 monkey logo on the bearing is so sick. So man, this is probably the most colorful setup I've had in a long time. I got yellow, blue, and orange on my board, and gold. I don't know what to think. It's cool because it's new and I've never had that experience in a while, but this thing just feels like a toy now, which it is, but truly. Now, let's go to the skate park, try some tricks, and I'll give you a reaction on what it's like to ride a Christmas Complete after many years of just riding used components and brand new decks. Let's go skate. Switch flip. Back heels. Switch shoves.
That was... Oh!
That's the full setup today. Brand new Christmas Complete. Every component on this is new. The only things I noticed was throwing my board down with ABEC 5s wasn't too fast. Didn't have much concern, honestly. The trucks, because they're brand new, of course, they stick more onto one side, which is took some getting used to, but I don't have a fuss with Thunders right out of the box, and I don't change the tightness of them. Those are my only concerns. Not a big deal. Had a good time and learned a lot of tricks. So that's my setup. Drop a comment if you have any more questions, but it's pretty simple. That's it. Spitfire, Thunders, Kitsch. Thanks for watching.